Recorded live from Orlando, Florida and Nashville, Tennessee, you're listening to The Dapper Danielle Show, starring Ian Wilson, Clarence Kelly. And now, here's your host, the one and only, The Dapper Danielle.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dapper Danielle Show. We are back in the studio. I am back in Orlando. Clarence and Ian are still in Nashville. And y'all, again, I am joined by Clarence Kelly and Ian Wilson, my brothers. And we have some interesting topics I want to cover in history today. So a lot of it is around entertainment, right? And how here recently, and we'll get into the news here in a second, Disney just did a big thing over in Vegas with the Formula One races. And people are like, okay, that's pretty out there. That was a lot. Oh no, y'all, we're going to go back in time to the late 80s and the very early 90s to talk about some history and some shows that were tested and run for a very limited time at Epcot. And some of you are going to be like, wait, this was a thing? How is this also like not an OSHA violation? Some of these, I think that would be more impressive to talk about. So yeah, some fun things that we're going to cover in this episode.
Michael Eisner is saying Bob Iger could never. He could never dream this up in his wildest efficiency, accounting, merger dreams. He could never dream up the entertainment, cocaine-fueled plans I had for Epcot in the 1980s and 90s.
You know, accurate.
Wild.
God bless Michael Eisner.
People are going to look at this and be like, if this happened today or clips of this showed up today, they'd be like, oh no, it's AI. It's not real because this is so out there,
so ridiculous,
uncanny valley, left field. No, this was real. So we're gonna go through some of these.
You know what? There's a history podcast that I really like called The Rest is History, and they recently did a series about Walt Disney, and they actually interviewed Bob Iger and went to Disneyland with Bob Iger. I was giving it a shot because I was like, okay, maybe I need to listen to Bob Iger and like see if maybe he can win the place in my heart for favorite Disney CEO over Michael Eisner, and he failed. He did not.
Really?
I wasn't impressed. He's fine. I don't have any reason to really dislike him other than I think his business decisions are terrible.
He's just a corporate boy. That's all it is. You know,
he doesn't have the imagination that Eisner had.
Eisner came from the movie realm, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Huh?
Eisner came from the movie realm. He worked with...
Exactly. So he's more creative. He had more outlandish ideas. So I am forever an Eisner fanboy. I'm ride or die Eisner, I guess.
You know your lane. You're going to stick to it.
I do feel like there's an argument out there, though, that you would have had some really good years with Eisner if he had continued as CEO. You also might not have the Walt Disney Company today. It might have gone
He's the one that saved it.
But he did save it. But
he's also began
the one
tanking it, too.
Into near insolvency by the time he was ousted. So I feel
he
like
would have saved it a second time.
You know what? This is why we have the three of us on this podcast. You have the historian, the one that gives one opinion, and the balancer on the other side. So, it's a great balance here on the Dapper Danielle Show. And I say we go ahead and jump right into some of our, do we want to cover our news first?
Yeah, let's move from we'll jump to the entertainment of the past with Eisner, and we'll move into what Bob Iger has come up with as entertainment options here in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe some of you have seen earlier this year, Disney actually announced a collaboration with Formula One, the kind of European-centric but international open-wheel racing league that happens. And they announced that they were going to be doing licensing deals. Mickey Mouse came out with a special Mickey F1 car earlier this year and did some photo shoots, and they were just kind of announcing that collaboration, which was interesting overlap. I mean, F1's definitely like very European, very, just very in the adult space. I don't feel like there's a lot of like kid fans of Formula One.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of overlap too, because I think it's, lots of people with deep pockets that are willing to spend on experiences. F1's been really revamping what they're doing as far as experiences, trackside,
and
beyond
F1
just kind
has
of
a big following also in like places like Abu Dhabi and stuff like that too, right?
I mean, everywhere where Disney's investing and everywhere that has Disney fans also has F1 fans. So makes a lot of sense. Kind of the capstone was this year's Las Vegas Grand Prix, which was held this past Saturday, November 22nd. I guess it would have been the evening of the 22nd or the nighttime of the 22nd. The race through Vegas, Mickey Mouse came out with the Mickey Mouse Marching Band to lead everyone in the Star Spangled Banner for the start of the race. But before that, there was this sort of, I don't know, what would you call it? Like you said like a phantasmic ripoff,
it was
kind of. It's like, it's
well, even Disney Parks promoted it on their socials as like brought a essence of Phantasmic to Las Vegas. Yeah. And that's really what it was. He was in front of the giant, was it the Bellagio's fountain?
I think it's the Bellagio has the big fountains, the classic like Ocean's 11 fountains kind of.
Yes. And he goes out there and he basically does a whole thing of the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and then at the end, then they tie in some of the notes of da 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 da, and
yeah, exactly.
And it was pretty great. I loved watching the video of it. I thought it was great. But I think it's funny that the general reaction, I don't know if you all saw this on your social media side, but I did, because of course the Disney side of the socials, is that people were upset that they were watching it from their televisions in the hotel room, and then they would go outside and realize it wasn't happening in real time and that it was pre-recorded.
Yep, that's how it goes.
I said this before we started recording, but other than in the parks, when is anything Disney does live? Like, everything is pre-recorded.
Yeah.
It's multiple takes. We've been at the filmings for the Christmas special. Yes. We've seen Celine Dion in the Grand Floridian.
And that was on Christmas Day, of course, right? When you were there.
It was in November. It was in the middle of November when this was filmed, and it had to get postponed. And so the only reason why we saw it was we actually had, back when the salons, right, were there before it became Bippity Boppity Boutique, and now everything's gone from there. But me and Mom were in desperate need for a haircut, so we got last minute schedules for a haircut there at the Grand Floridian. I know, like, bougie life problems back in the day. And so we go in, and then we were exiting, and we're like, what is happening? Oh, Celine Dion is about to do her set here in the Grand Floridian because it's raining outside of Magic Kingdom. So they had to last minute switch up her entire set, her entire layout. She was supposed to perform in the castle, and now she's performing in front of the Grand Floridian Resort. So if you look up that performance, what year was that? That would have been...
That was a long time. That was like 2011 or 2012.
Or 2010 or 2011. I do think it was that, because I was like I was in high school, but I think I was like a freshman or a junior, and it was so funny because we loved it. It was great. We're not in the filming at all. You can go watch the entire thing. We're hidden right at the end portion where the tree was blocking, and we were close to where the camera boom mics and everything were. So we weren't in the shot at all. We were completely cut out, but we were there. We can say we were there. We were present for that. It was fun.
I just remember they did like 4 or 5 different takes. For that,
because they were literally
they kept restarting it.
They were literally figuring it out. They didn't have. They were like, okay, we literally built this, set it up. We had to wait until the morning because they couldn't do it at night because guests are actively staying in the hotel. They couldn't make noise. And so they're doing it bright and early in the morning, and they're literally blocking it and figuring out how they're going to film this take in multiple rounds and just doing it.
Yeah. All that to say, none of it's live.
Yeah.
It never is. Like the Christmas parade, if you go to Disney on Christmas hoping to see the Christmas parade, you're going to be very disappointed to find out it was recorded in October. And that's why the advertisements they're airing now have clips from the performances that they're going to broadcast, because it already happened.
Yeah.
Like,
I do think it's kind of interesting thinking just about, too, I just feel like there is a lot of misinformation about Disney and their live performances, because I even remember vaguely, it's funny seeing this this show happen at the F1 race, because part of the show was they have the fountains and they had some drones kind of around the fountains, kind of adding some extra sparkle effects and stuff in the sky. And I remember seeing a video on Instagram. This must have been like earlier this summer, like maybe I'm thinking like in October or like August or something. I don't know, kind of a weird time. But someone was saying, out in the middle of the desert, and was showing all these drones like kind of flying away, and they were like, we are like confirmed that this is the Disney company practicing this drone show. Like,
oh yeah, it was happening at the ranch that Disney owns for filming and stuff.
Yeah, something like that. And they were saying like, it's 100% confirmed that drones are coming to the parks now or something. And I was like, well, maybe, but maybe not too. And then now like seeing this, and it's like, okay, yeah, so were they practicing for this?
I think half of it was for the Disney Destiny, because they had their launch event, and a lot of the images that were used in that promotion were also used in the Destiny. I mean, unless they're testing out a show, but they're testing months, sometimes years in advance before something actually comes to fruition.
Yeah, and I just think you can't.
Drones have already been utilized in some of the Disney shows. I mean, I remember the one
Disneyland
at Disney
Paris.
Springs. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you, Ian.
No. I just think it's you just see the Disney logo on it sometimes, and you think, okay, yes, this is coming, it's happening now. And I feel like Disney just has so many things in the works at so many different times in so many places for different reasons, and it's just like, wait till you see it and then believe it, kind of. Don't just assume. And
what's interesting is that the owner of the Savannah Bananas, right, just did a big interview with one of the big like talk show people in the sports industry, and he talked a lot about how they set up the Savannah Bananas games. He takes a lot of inspiration from Disney and how he did his parks. The main thing that he talks about is how Disney controls the narrative. From the moment that you enter into the show to the moment that you like step into the theme park, you're controlling the narrative and setting the tone. So that same mentality also comes into their performances when it comes to on stage, all this other stuff. They tried to remove any variables of something going wrong and it not being perfect. So that's why so much of it is filmed, and there's so many multi-takes, right? The only time that this doesn't happen is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, right? And that is performed live. That has to be performed live. But those characters and those actors are practicing the nights before, and they are running through to make sure it is as perfect as possible.
Yeah.
The Dapper Danielle Show will be right back after these messages.
One last thing before we move on to the next one. I found this quote from Emily Prazer, who's the chief commercial officer of Formula One. I found this very amusing. She said, "Our collaboration with Disney is set to be a brilliant one as we introduce the world of Mickey and Friends to our fans and vice versa. It fits perfectly with our strategy to step outside the world of sport and into a broader consumer market. And in return, we're introducing Disney to our 820 million fans worldwide. It's a fantastic match, as both brands are known for pushing boundaries and bringing entertainment and excitement to millions. So I can't wait to see what our teams come up with for the circuit and beyond." I just found we're introducing Disney to our 820
We're
million
helping
fans
you,
worldwide.
Disney,
We're
not
really
the other
helping
way
you.
around.
Just one of the biggest corporations in all of the world that has movies and parks in multiple countries and,
is a global sensation, not necessarily
F1 is really doing the heavy lifting here. Let's keep that in mind. I just found that really amusing.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, and all of that grand talk means that next year, like the NFL, we're going to have a F1 race with a CGI overlay of Mickey Mouse Toonhouse that the cars race through. And it's going to be like, all right, yeah, that's the collaboration, really. Like,
brought to you by Disney Junior's Mickey Mouse Racers.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
A Tomorrowland Motor Speedway race. Like, recreate the track for the Motor Speedway, just bigger for F1. I think that could be really killer.
I think it would be, and if you did it properly at night, right? And that your F1 cars glowed, not that they would put the lighting and weight into this, right? But if they glowed, they would look like something out of Tron.
You just have the music playing in the background, like, doo, doo, doo.
No, forget that. We'll go straight to Daft Punk, and we'll just have the Daft Punk Tron playlist playing in the background. It would be sick, actually. I'd be here for it.
That would be kind of killer.
I would important to be in first place, I guess, because then you just weave over the track and destroy everybody
and there are
behind you with
losers.
your-
Who are you?
Another great option. They make the racers wear the costumes and drive in the Mickey suit.
You know, they did that in the 90s, and we'll talk about that here in a second.
Coming up,
but they weren't cars.
I would pay money to see that. And speaking of things I'd pay money for, we are also seeing that the Jim Henson auction is happening right now. And there are some phenomenal items that are on sale for, just your life savings if you want them.
I made a video about this when they first announced it, and it was before anything went live, and how I don't want a sugar daddy or a sugar mommy to be able to buy me Birkins or fancy luxury cars. Nay. I want a sugar mommy or daddy to buy me Miss Piggy's shoes from the Great Muppet Caper. I want the posters from the lobby posters of Great Muppet Caper. There's oh my goodness, there's so many things. There's an Art Nouveau piece of Miss Piggy that is so I love how some of these things are listed at value starting at $25. Mm-hmm. And the official auction is happening at 10 a.m. California time on the 25th, right? So the day this episode will be releasing. Mm-hmm. And it's already, since it's already been in pre-auction and already holding and getting up to there, some of these things are valued at $25, are already at $2,000 in their bid range. And it's so funny to see what is considered more valuable in the Muppet Jim Henson space than other things. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued because, nothing is under $100. I think the cheapest thing I've seen is $150, and it's some random piece of paper.
Because it was a piece of merchandise, I think. It already pre-existed, and it's not something that was exclusive.
It's a sticker. It's a Danhurst College sticker from the Muppets Take Manhattan. So it's
for $100.
For $150, you can get a sticker.
You know what's even crazier? If you go lower, have you seen it yet?
No.
There are premier Jim Henson media badges and construction work for Muppet Courtyard for MGM. It is the official sticker, the I was there badge, the cast preview for this is in this auction.
What?
It's down towards the very bottom because it's not
is
for a
it
specific
below all of the Dark Crystal stuff.
Way below the Dark Crystal stuff because it's not categorized in a movie.
Going through all of that. My goodness, there's so much.
So much Dark Crystal. So much Dark Crystal.
Because nobody wants it.
It's okay. It's not Great Muppet Caper. It's not the original Muppet movie. It's not the Christmas Carol stuff. Oh my goodness, the Christmas Carol stuff is going for crazy buku bucks.
Oh, I haven't even seen that yet.
They have the coal pail with the ribbon on it. They have the bus from the schoolhouse that Rizzo and Gonzo knock over. And that Rizzo breaks the one with the broken nose is in there.
Oh my gosh, I see it. That's amazing. Wow. This is the rubber chickens.
Danielle,
I was telling
Miss
Mom.
Piggy print is $3,500.
I know.
That's outside my Christmas budget for you.
I know. You know what? You know what else you could give me in there is that the harpsichord that Dr. Teeth plays is only $1,500.
That's pretty good considering he's
steal.
coming back in popularity.
Literally, I love Dr. Teeth so much, and that's why I would want that one too. It's so funny, the things I want honestly are not that high on the list. I feel like they're a little more obscure, and I want people to be no, you don't need that. Just give it to me. Just email. I'll give you my P.O. box. Just send it my way. That's all I want.
For real, yeah. Ian, isn't your favorite Muppet movie Treasure Island? Or am I mistaken with that?
Favorite.
What's your favorite Muppet movie?
I don't know. It's probably Christmas Carol. I'm not gonna lie. I just love that.
Okay.
Muppet Caper is mine now.
Don't mind Treasure Island. I like Treasure Island, just the story a lot. So,
Gotcha. For some reason in my head, that was the one that you like grew up watching, and
Yeah,
was
that
your
is like
favorite,
one of
but-
the like Muppet movies I can remember watching the most of. But as like a kid, like I don't remember watching like Muppets. What is it? Great Escape New York, or like the Great Muppet.
Oh,
Caper,
Muppets Take Manhattan.
Muppets Take
Yeah.
Manhattan. Yeah, I don't really remember watching this, so I can't really. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind doing like a revisit of some of the Muppet films at some point.
We can just watch Great Muppet Caper because it's such one of the best soundtracks, y'all. And you know what makes it more infuriating is that the soundtrack is not available on streaming services.
Is it not?
It
That
is
shocks me.
not. You can. Somebody ripped their original CD and put it on YouTube. So if I want to listen to it digitally, I have to play somebody's YouTube playlist to be able to watch a video version and have that playing in the car to be able to listen to Muppet Caper, or I have the vinyl for it. There's not a way to be able to stream it on Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that.
At least you got the record. Physical media is coming back.
It really is.
Mark my words. Especially with the rise of AI right now. I
Oh my
think
goodness.
people are going to be like, I'm just going to buy my movies. I'm going to buy my music.
Yeah, I do. Well, something else that actually happened here recently in news is I did a video talking about, speaking of Muppet Christmas Carol, talking about the display that they currently have over at Hollywood Studios. And the video did okay. I mean, it flopped on TikTok because TikTok hates me right now, but it's doing pretty good over on Instagram and Facebook. And I just do a tour of what they have on display. They have displays and costumes from the Santa Claus movies. They have a couple of merchandise items from Babes in Toyland. They have costumes from Muppet Christmas Carol, and it's Gonzo, Rizzo, Kermit, and Robin's outfits. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. And then I also mentioned how the Disney Archives was not created until the 1970s, and that the Babes in Toyland only had merchandise that was sold during that time. And the reasoning why was because that movie came out in 61. By the 70s, Disney realized, oh, hey, we should be saving some of these artifacts and some of these items that were created in these blockbuster films because we want it for our records and to be able to show to next generations of Disney cast members and fans. Because things like the, what was it? Originally, Mary Poppins carpet bag was given away. It was used in a promotion for Kraft chocolate when the movie released, and you won $10,000, and it was given to you in Mary Poppins carpet bag.
So some random person won it and has the carpet bag somewhere.
Well, it was put. They wanted the $10,000. They didn't care about the carpet bag. They didn't care that Julie Andrews carried it and I was actually used in the movie. So they put it in storage in the attic for 40 years until their kids went through and started cleaning out this property, and they realized, oh my gosh, this is the actual carpet bag. And it was redonated back to the Disney Archives.
Okay.
And that's the only way Disney got a hold of it. It would have been lost to obscurity. And so that's why Babes in Toyland doesn't have a lot. Either a lot of things were given away, they were destroyed, they were repurposed later on in the studio, or they were torn apart and gifted to a different studio. Who knows? So it's very interesting to see that. And I talk about that. And I talked about how you learned this information from a show called Prop Culture that was on Disney Plus. I didn't realize it was removed.
Oh, bummer.
So the show was called Prop Culture, and it aired when Disney Plus started in 2020, right? And it closed. It was removed from the server in 2023.
Why?
I don't know. Unless it was just for media space or something. And somebody mentioned it was removed to put in 2 other shows that flopped. And
What
I'm
were the
like,
other 2 shows.
it was the one of like going into these theater groups and bringing back these kids, these adults, these grown older adults that used to be theater kids, and make them redo some of these Disney performances. And it was kind of cringe. I never got into it. I did not like the series. So I was like, you took away that, you added in a show that was okay, and didn't leave something that actually had like historical context and archival pieces to it. That's what Like, just leave it sitting there and it would have done fine. So, I don't know.
Dang.
That's odd. That's maybe just more proof that Disney needs to hire us as their official archivists that go through. And because I feel like Disney, the frustrating / wonderful / confusing thing, wow, look at this weird light on my face, is that sorry, getting distracted with this, but I guess the confusing thing to me and frustrating at times is I feel like Disney has like 3 mentalities with their like props, basically. The first is, this item is of historical significance equal or greater to the Constitution. It must be protected at all costs, and it's valued at $1 million, regardless of what it actually is.
Right.
The second is, this thing that is very important to a lot of people and in their memories is basically junk. We could put it anywhere in the park and no one really cares. So we're going to put it over here randomly in this corner and not talk about it. Okay?
That's pretty accurate.
Option number 3 is, we don't really know what to do with this. There's probably someplace on our property we could put it, and we're not going to leave any record of where it is. And so after the nuclear holocaust, someone will be going through these crates and find it in like the year 2135 and be like, awesome, this is where that one prop was that no one can find, basically.
It's like the Ark of the Covenant,
options.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
From Indiana Jones.
yes.
It's just in storage and it lost to obscurity for all of time.
Yeah, those are the 3 options. It's either like priceless treasure, complete garbage that we just put in a corner and don't care about, or Ark of the Covenant level, disguised, hidden, to never be found, not because it's buried under stuff, but just because it's in a giant storage space that no one knows anything about organizing or how to pull things from that storage. Those seem like the 3 options. And I feel like after talking to people that work for the Disney company who work on archiving things,
they acknowledge it. They know.
They're like, yeah, it's a complete, just like, whatever. I have like a CD here, an art drawing here, a voice recording on a tape recorder from the 80s here, this handwritten scribbled note from a cast member who knew a cast member who knew a cast member that said that's how we do it. And they all have to kind of somehow come together in like a unified storage format for this thing. And it's like, all right, well, good luck.
I told you about my friend that is currently on a temporary assignment with Disney Imagineering, right?
No.
And her job is, she is literally scanning and trying to digitize these show Bibles from all of this like entertainment and from like anything in obscurity, right? Anything that Disney's done, there's like all these show Bibles and all these show books, right? They are so behind in their documentation that she is still scanning stuff from the late 90s and early 2000s.
Amazing. I want that job. Give me that job. I want to archive stuff.
What's
That's
funny
awesome.
is that her job is not promised to her. She is literally on a temporary assignment. She is not statused because Disney Imagineering is not getting funding for their documentation. So they are stealing budget to be able to pay her out of other projects that they are working on for new stuff.
Which
to be able to document their old stuff.
I love that there is someone needing to create something with this wealth of industry-leading imagination and creativity at their fingertips. And instead it's like, maybe I could put this prompt into AI and it could generate something for me, basically. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you literally have the creativity of like artistic icons that came before you making stuff. But because of just like, basically like just we don't care enough to like categorize it and archive it, make sense of it. It's just like, well, I don't know. I just feel like you go back, you revisit old ideas, you always find something new. And I know Disney does that already. And maybe they just have like so many thousands of ideas that it's like, if we just get a handful, that's great. But I just feel like there is just a gold mine. There has got to be a gold mine just sitting there. It's like Storage Wars.
Oh, and she tells me all the time, she's like, Danielle, because we used to work together, so she's part of our Disney Springs work hangout dinner, and then she'll come up to me at dinner because we do it like every month or every other month, and she'll be like, Danielle, I want to tell you everything that I just talked about, but I can't, and you would die. And I'm like, thank you for acknowledging that I would die. Yeah. So she's told me some stuff, but not anything that I can share on anything.
I really think we need to sit down, the three of us, and come up with some show pitches for Disney Plus.
Okay, we'll do show pitches.
I legitimately think we need to do that, and like one of them has to be like about archival work and like finding lost media.
Literally, yes.
I think that would be so cool.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Was this a good idea? Oh, that's right. If it's a good idea, it won't happen because Disney doesn't put good ideas on Disney Plus.
If we do this, we have to make sure we start the episode, right? And maybe this will be, we'll put this out there and we'll see if anything comes of this. But we'll have to start the episode with any and all ideas that are presented in this show were original concepts created by the Dapper Danielle, Clarence Kelly, Ian Wilson. And this is like, and go through like all the legal jargon and then go into our word dumps just to be able to protect ourselves from intellectual property lawsuit or to make sure we could sue other people later.
Well, if we're hired by Disney to do this show, though, like I'm saying we create a show Bible, we create a pitch.
Yes.
We pitch it to Disney. Danielle, I'm sure you know somebody over there that we can
I know I got a
get it in
brother
front of.
somewhere. I know somewhere. Yes.
Somebody listening, podcast at thedapperdanielle.com. Please reach us.
We've got
reach
the
out.
ideas.
Because we want to do our Adventure Island ghost hunt.
Yes.
That would be a great one. And then this archival one would be great. I think that we could have a great show. Basically, Danielle, you are like the History Channel host talking about the history of something. Where did it go? We're going to now try to find it.
Is that so the reason why Bippity Boppity Beard brings me to his blind box openings, right? And why I open so many blind boxes with Cole is because his videos do well because of my facial expressions. And seeing these things unopened for me. So that's what we do, right? This is already a pitch for you, Disney, and I'm just going to give this one to you. It is literally me going into the archives and the Disney people just unboxing these things before my eyes, and it's just my facial expressions. It's like a blind box opening, and it's all this Disney history stuff of like, okay, blind box number 1, blind box number 2, or blind box number 3, and each thing has a different history, a thing associated with it. And it's just me reacting to it in live time, and I don't know what I'm getting.
Like, we'll come in, the archivist can be there and like make sure we don't break
My
anything.
budget is
But
less.
we will do the searching. We will go digging for this stuff.
But here's the thing, is that a collective budget, a production budget, and everything to be able to pay us is going to cost less than 1/10 of what you paid The Rock for Moana live action. Okay? I will save you money,
So
and I will
true.
make you content.
And it will be better.
And it will be better. It will get the views. Nobody cares about The Rock in a live action Moana, and I'm going to cost you 1/10 of it. I'm saving you money in the long run. Anyway.
Wow. The
What if we
clipping
do
on your
with-
microphone and that was so funny. Sorry, Ian, go ahead.
So Disney's going to be like, what if we release a 2-hour special instead with Bob Iger talking about his vision for the future? Yeah,
Don't give a
sounds
crap.
better. Sounds a lot better. Let's do that instead.
My land.
Love that. Yeah. That'd be
Anyway,
great.
Disney, you know how to reach out to me. You know how to get my number. It's all good.
Bob, if you let this happen, I will replace Michael Eisner with you. You
As
will
your
become my
favorite?
favorite CEO. If you let us do these shows, you can be number one. Like if you really want to be number one in our hearts, let us do some fun
Bob,
weird shows.
You know it's not fun to be the boring parent. Everyone wants to be the cool parent, okay? Michael
cool
is the
parent.
cool parent right now, okay? He's the one that lets you have banana splits when mom's out of town. He's the cool parent, okay? You're the parent that is like laying down the law.
No, it's
spread,
carrots
we
for
just
snacks.
Get on, yeah, exactly. Healthy food. This is just boring. We need to live a little, Bob, okay? Give us a call.
Well, do you want to hear about our main history subject and what the
move
fun
into
parent
it.
did in the 80s and 90s?
Let's talk about the fun parent.
All right, let's get into it. All right, so I want to go ahead and preface this with, again, we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, that there was some weird stuff that happened in the late 80s, early 90s. And this was actually right after Michael Eisner came in. And what I also think is interesting, which is the double-edged sword on this, is because what we would have gotten in phase 2 of Epcot, which would have brought more attractions to Germany, we would have gotten the attractions in Italy, we would have gotten a ton of other things. But Michael Eisner stepped in and said, no, Epcot's boring. We need to make it more exciting and more family friendly. So we're going to really plus it. And what we're going to do, we're going to take that budget from phase 2. We're going to not do any of these rides, and we're not going to do any of these attractions. We're going to push it towards entertainment, which is a good thing, but also kind of an acid trip thing, right? On what we got out of it. So in our show notes, I went ahead and shared a couple of photos, and Clarence, you might have to pop these up onto the screen as we're talking about some of these. And the first one I want to talk about happened in 1985. So this was actually right after Eisner came in. And 1985 to 1987. And the show was called Kaleidoscope. Right? Mm-hmm. Some of you have heard me talk about this previously, and this does make a mention in not the current Epcot book, but it will be making an appearance in the new book that Ian and I are reading. And
I think we actually touched on it 2 episodes ago as well.
We did. So, y'all, again, this show was called Kaleidoscope, and here was the premise. This was the general, 2-line sales pitch. Dreamfinder takes to the skies to create some rainbows to brighten the day. But a family of wicked sea dragons, led by Ma and Pa Dragon, destroy these rainbows through fire and smoke, promoting a colorful battle between good and evil. Wow. Y'all.
Yeah, we're canceling the Dapper Danielle show. We're going to do Kaleidoscope. I mean,
we're doing Kaleidoscope.
That's the pitches that are making it at Disney right now? Come on.
And y'all, this show was crazy out there. It had speedboats, it had sailboats, it had wing gliders, it had these little airplanes, the single-man airplanes that were flying around. There was a blimp that supposedly was what Dreamfinder was in, and it looked like Dreamfinder's blimp from the ride. And this whole smoke bombs and all this other stuff, it was crazy. And the only reason why this show was canceled was because there was an accident that happened in August of 1987. And luckily it was...
I just want to say, too, again, I feel like I said this on the last episode, too, but, I feel like we're talking about this show. It's a stunt, spectacular type show. There are these things flying, boats. They're literally shooting fireworks at the things in the air.
At each other.
From the boats, essentially, is what happened. Now, probably it's not that close, but that's the guest perception, okay? All this crazy stuff is happening that you would never see at the parks. And I feel like it can be easy to hear, there was an accident and they had to close down the show. And it's oh my gosh, yeah, probably one of the, gliders crashed into a boat.
I'm shocked it didn't happen earlier.
Probably, a glider crashed into the audience or something. And, it is tragic regardless. But the accident was in a practice run at a adjacent, not even World Showcase Lagoon, but this practice airfield, there was one ultralight that crashed and the pilot died, which, I mean, these planes are not built to withstand any impact. So, you're dead, basically, if you crash. So, understandable. But it's I guess just reading about this show, watching some old, really shaky camcorder videos of this show, I am amazed that it made it 2 years and that the accident that caused it to close was not... Ultralight glider slams into people outside of Italy Pavilion.
Runs into the Italy Pavilion or the
children,
Mexico Temple, right?
Yeah. That's what I would have expected to happen. But instead it's practice run early in the morning, just purely internal viewing, one pilot dies.
It actually... unfortunately, the accident did take place on an airstrip that was created where Art of Animation and Pop Century are today.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Some say you can still hear on nights when the moon is full an ultralight engine roaring through the air.
That is awful, but also can confirm, as somebody that worked in Epcot and Art of Animation, probably did happen, actually.
The ghost of the ultralight glider.
The ghost of the ultralight.
So good.
But this show really pushed the technology boundaries also at the time, because not only was it this overstimulation of so many different things happening at one time. But not only were the ultralight airplanes very impressive, this also included hovercraft airboats. And they weren't used anywhere else other than this show, which is
Wild.
crazy and wild. And of course, the ultralights, these little speedboats or the hovercraft boats, were the baby dragons. And they were decked out with scales and these fins, and even their drivers looked like little aliens on top of the dragons. And it was really, really cool.
Love it. It's a trip.
It is a trip. It really was a trip. And you can see there are some videos and some audio recordings, and you can hear what the show sounded like. And the ads for this that were posted like the Orlando Sentinel, like promoting the show, are beautiful, beautiful works of art in the ad runs. And so I'll try to see if I can get a photo of that too.
The Dapper Danielle Show will be right back after these messages.
As we know, that Kaleidoscope was just one of several shows that kind of took place, I don't know, kind of in like the late 80s, early, not even early 2000s, like kind of before all the like millennium celebrations. I feel like the millennium kind of like tanked a lot of things. It was like, okay, we're going all in on this, like switching over to the new millennium type celebration thing, and a lot of these shows kind of got put on pause. But after Kaleidoscope, there was Surprise in the Sky,
which ran for an even more limited time, right?
Only for a year.
Only for a year. And this one actually used kites. So gone were the miniature airplanes and the hoverboats. Instead, we had little speedboats that were pulling these giant kites. We did actually see a resurgence of these same kites were brought back in the Epcot show, nighttime show, that was in between Illuminations and Harmonious, right?
Okay.
And this was during Epcot's birthday, and they were going through a lot of Epcot's history, some of the popular songs. Dreamfinder, Journey into Imagination did make a reference into this show, and they also brought back these kites, and they actually had fireworks attached to the back of them. So they were very, very cool. But Surprise in the Sky featured elaborate kites pulled by speedboats, pyrotechnics, light aircraft. So those little ones with the giant fans on it, and they're basically kites that have a seat on them. Just like that.
Just more of those.
However, these were piloted by costumed Disney characters.
If it wasn't hard enough
ridiculous.
to be in costume.
So these 8 paraplanes were piloted by Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, Goofy, Tigger, Pooh Bear, and Chip and Dale.
This feels like Snoopy fighting the Red Baron. That's
Literally,
giving-
oh my gosh,
giving
I
that,
need
like,
someone to find
flying
clips
a
of
little
this
airplane.
and just put the audio to it of what is it, Snoopy and the Red Baron song? No, from the Christmas song,
Oh yeah,
right?
the Christmas song would be great. I'm just you have like the sound effects as if they're like
Yes.
fighting. They're in an air fight.
Literally, yeah.
That is so funny. I just imagine Winnie the Pooh like with his 30 caliber just going.
That's awful. But anyway, so Surprise in the Sky only ran from September of 1991 to September of 1992, and it was only for Walt Disney World's 20th birthday.
Okay.
And y'all,
Wait, say that again?
from September of 91 to September of 92.
For
Walt Disney
Okay.
World, the property's
Okay.
20th
For some reason,
birthday.
I thought they said Walt Disney's 20th, and I was like,
No, Walt Disney.
whoa, spring chicken there over there.
Yeah,
Celebrating
exactly.
20 years at Walt Disney World. I don't know.
it was Walt
I don't
Disney
know.
Jr.
Right.
This is interesting to me because I am, after doing all of our research for I Love Epcot, I'm really intrigued by the choices for the pavilions. Like, they have these giant inflatable characters which emerge.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even got to that yet.
Which I first of all, one of the fascinating things to me about Disney that I would love to do as part of a Disney show, one of our other show pitches, is sort of the like we call it something like the footprints of the past, but like, where these things are kind of like hidden and tucked away. Like you see, like, okay, even today, you're watching at Epcot, all the fireworks come out from all the pavilions. Where are those boxes where the fireworks get launched? What do they look like? You know, how are they there? And like in this, for example, each of these pavilions has these giant characters that inflate. Where were those based at? Like, could you walk up to the base where there have been a like ring of?
I think they
members
were square
around
boxes,
it?
basically.
Yeah, but it's like interesting. So throughout the day, like, can you just not see? You know, they look like they're raised up, kind of elevated. So it's just all the like behind the scenes like mechanics of like where these things are like placed and kind of housed and how
they're in those
like,
show Bibles that are not scanned or digitized yet. And my friend probably has a hold of one of them.
Exactly. But okay, this is my question. I want to know why these choices were made. Let me just like some of them are obvious. Okay, so like these are the lineup includes. For the inflatable characters at the different pavilions, Donald Duck emerged from the Mexico pavilion. That sort of makes sense. Three Caballeros. Okay, checks out.
You can roll with that.
Goofy at the Norway pavilion.
Okay.
Any thoughts on not seeing an immediate connection? Chip and Dale for China.
They love chipmunks over there.
Daisy for Germany. Pinocchio for Italy. Checks out again, 100% in. Makes sense to me because just Pinocchio. It's like they have a lot of Italian references in Pinocchio. You have Stromboli.
Right.
I thought for some reason, maybe it's just because of the village Haas. I think it's German, but is it?
No, Pinocchio's Italian.
Pinocchio's Italian. Okay.
We read about Danielle and I read about this, and it's like a town on the border of Germany and Italy. So that's why Pinocchio. Like I can't remember if it's either the creator of the original story or the film, but there's some connection to this like Germany, Italy kind of like nearish kind of border town where
Bulgaria?
No. It was in Germany, I believe. But
yes.
It's like really close to Italy, so it makes sense why there's like crossover basically.
There's a major crossover.
Okay, Mickey Mouse America checks out 100%. Obviously, no problems there. Minnie Mouse Japan. I'm like, okay, Japan kind of seems to like characters like Minnie, so maybe that checks out. I don't know. I mean, Japan loves Disney, so like
she looks really cute in a kimono.
Tigger at Morocco.
Okay, that one I don't necessarily get.
That is really a stretch.
Pluto at France.
Okay.
He looks cute in beret.
I don't know. Robin Hood, United Kingdom, checks out.
Sure.
Winnie the Pooh, Canada. What I don't understand is Winnie the Pooh is UK. So
very
like,
English.
And I feel like at this time, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Winnie the Pooh would have been making its resurgence kind of into the parks. This is kind of maybe the beginning of the like Winnie the Pooh infatuation.
Well,
kind
the
of,
Pooh Bear phase started like my entire bedroom since I was a 93 baby was entirely Pooh Bear. Yeah. So everything leading up to that in 92 and the 90s was all Pooh Bear, like Pooh Bear craze and so many things. And a lot of it was because of the re-release of the original movie and then some of the additional series things that went to VHS. So, yeah, this was the resurgence of the Pooh Bear phase.
It makes sense we would have a Winnie the Pooh inflatable. But what I don't understand is why would we not just have Winnie the Pooh at United Kingdom? And I don't know who we would have for Canada. I mean, none of these are really made. But it's just interesting. Things like that, I'm always like, there's got to have been a reasoning. Like, obviously, Tigger doesn't have an apparent reason for Morocco. Obviously, Goofy doesn't have an apparent reason for Norway. But like, could those have been switched? Like, what? There was some Disney person that said it makes more sense in my head to put Goofy at Norway and Tigger at Morocco. Why? I want to know.
Who is it? Germany.
Germany
was
Daisy.
They should have put Donald.
But Donald is
Mexico.
Like, he is Three Caballeros.
Yeah, but he was also a Nazi.
No, he was a Nazi, but he also was fighting the Nazis. He was on so many different sides.
Everyone knows that you go to Central or South America after World War II. You're
so
German,
true.
okay? Everybody knows that.
He fled.
Moving on.
Yeah. So anyway, so that just
he's singing Heil right in the Führer's face in Spanish.
Stop.
Oh my gosh. So yeah. Anyways, those choices were just very interesting. If anyone can speak to those connections. I would love to know things like why Goofy's at Norway, why Chip and Dale are at China. I mean, I'm sure they just had to assign people at some point, but it's like, I just am curious to know the theory, the logic kind of driving some of these choices.
Right. Now, Clarence is also going to have to put an image up over here too, but I want to make it crystal clear, y'all, that these balloons that we're talking about, these are not little balloons.
They're huge.
These things are bigger than the pavilion buildings themselves. They are towering over this, like over the size of the Mexico pavilion facade.
I mean, you can see them crystal clear. Like one of the pictures I'm looking at, it's across the lagoon looking back at like Spaceship Earth, and you can easily see the balloons like as tall as Spaceship Earth. So, I mean, these are, like Danielle's saying, just very large inflatables.
I'm seeing a picture of the Moroccan Tigger, and oh my word, I see why they removed this display, because that feels offensive.
Does it really?
It is rough.
Oh man, now I want to know. But
here, I'm gonna send this link to y'all, and if you scroll down a little bit, you will see Moroccan Tigger. You'll see actually all of the inflatables, and some of them are cute. And you also see that there are apparently walk-around characters that coincide with some of them. So you have
my gosh, look at Goofy in his little Viking outfit. He looks so cute.
Yeah. And of course Donald in his sombrero. And
man, I am loving the short shorts in these. These are some great 80s shorts right here. I am just saying.
I'll put some of these photos in so people can see.
Whoever this blogger is, yeah, you were rocking it in the 80s.
Iconic. A legend.
Okay, yeah, the Tigger does look a little cringe. I see the Tigger.
I also think the half-deflated Winnie the Pooh one is so scary.
So scary.
Which, okay, again, behind the scenes, what kind of blowers are we using to inflate these things? Because if you're, I watched the one of it Mickey inflating. It's pretty quick that it happens. That's a lot of air to be sucking in and putting into the balloon that fast. So how are we doing that? I just want to know all these details.
I think you just get a bunch of college programmers and they all just start blowing into tubes really hard,
right?
And that's that's how they
do it. Yeah,
they'll just go.
Oh my goodness,
this is just fascinating. Yeah, I do see the problematicness with Tigger. I feel like we could probably update him.
Well,
I love this last comment. Do you read this last comment? Surprise in the Skies only lasted 1 year and closed in 1992. Some critics called this show Mistake on the Lake.
Phenomenal.
I love that.
That is so cringe. But y'all, wow, these things are huge. I love looking at the picture from across the lake of the Pinocchio one. It goes up to the middle of the tower, and we know how tall the tower is. I mean, it's half the size of what's over in Italy. But
okay, so I do think I'm gonna put the photo of the Robin Hood one up, so to really show like how tall they are compared to the buildings they're next to.
Yes.
Because I feel like that one really does a good job of showing how big it is. But Danielle, you're gonna have to help me. What is the white building that's behind him? Because I don't recognize that.
Hold on, I'm looking. Let me pull that one back up. The white building behind the Robin Hood inflatable?
In the UK. What is that building? Because it looks like it's on the lake where the fish... No, it's past the pub. What is that building?
Okay, no, where is that? Okay, because that is the corner. So that's coming around the corner right there.
Yeah, because you can see the pub in green right there.
You can see the pub.
But I don't remember a building ever being there.
Oh, dude, you've unlocked a whole nother can of worms.
We found something. See, this is why we need to be on the TV show.
Yeah, because, okay, no, I'm looking at it from where this is walking up to. And I'm pulling up my Disney Experience right now so I can look at where exactly this would be.
No, it's just the top of the pub. That's just the top of Rose and Crown. That's all that is. If you look up a picture of Rose and Crown, that's what I was thinking. It's just
no, it's not. Because that is on the other side of Robin Hood.
The white dome.
Yeah. Robin Hood is facing the lake, and then this is the.
Oh, you're right. This
is the front of Rose and Crown. It's just tucked behind him, or somehow this picture is looking weird. But
The perspective
I'm telling
looks
you,
so off.
If you look up a picture of Rose and Crown right now, that is the front of Rose and Crown.
Okay, I'm looking up a picture. The white dome on top?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it was designed. They're all designed. Rose and Crown.
Everyone
has
takes a picture of just the door. It's the dome
Yeah.
shape at the entrance above
There
it.
it is. Okay, you're right. Dang, I really thought we found something.
No, like honestly, because of the way the tree looks, and it looks like he's in front of it, but he's actually not.
Okay, yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, it
But-
looks like his hand is in front of it. I guess
Right.
It's not. That's,
Wow.
Okay, that is so interesting and makes me look at like, oh, the architecture for that. That's so intriguing. Like why is that there? Good eye, Ian. Good eye.
I didn't write a book on Epcot for nothing. Okay.
That's true. That's accurate.
Okay,
Y'all.
now speaking of things that would have done well in Vegas this last weekend, let's move on to the last of these three shows that we're going to talk about, which is Splashtacular. And this is definitely Vegas worthy. I mean, you have got this weird, I don't even know, all I can describe it as like Art Nouveau, but underwater metallic metropolis. Like you guys ever seen that movie Metropolis, the old black and white one with like the all like metal like kind of robot lady that comes to life?
You know, that actually took a lot of
Very-
inspiration for Star Wars and the design aspect of C-3PO.
Yep.
Anyway.
Exactly. So very in line with that, but yeah, this would have done great at Vegas. This is Vegas. Right
It
here.
literally looks like
It's-
something out of Cirque du Soleil.
it's also
It
giving
does.
Captain EO,
Yeah.
It is.
which when was Captain EO in Epcot?
Would have been right before this.
Okay.
Y'all, so a little bit of context for you, y'all. Splashtacular took place in front of the Fountain of Nations. So where basically the garden sits now in World Celebration with the Epcot ball as the backdrop, and then you have the planters, you have the green space there, and then Creations is off to your right, and then the Communicore, the stage and everything would be off to your left, right? So it would be happening in this space right there. And the fountain was in sync with this show. Now, this show ran even less amount of time. It didn't even run for a full year. And it was inspired by a show that was actually pretty popular over in Tokyo Disney, which it makes sense. The Tokyo Disney fans and what they love over there is a little more out there compared to the American audience, right? But to fit with the aesthetics of Epcot, the writers ended up changing around the narrative and the storytelling, and instead of fighting Maleficent, they decided to fight aliens. It became a sci-fi story instead of a fantasy story. And so basically we have sci-fi Maleficent, who honestly, she's amazing. I love her design so much. I'd be like, I could see a queen walking across from RuPaul's in this, and I'd be like, they ate. They look amazing, and I want this so bad. Like, these are amazing costumes, just really out there, y'all. So this show, let me read you the premise of this show, right? Mickey Mouse and his friends invite everyone to the Fountain of Nations at the center of Future World to celebrate all the colors of the rainbow and take an imaginative journey into space.
Really into
However,
the rainbow in these
again with the
shows.
rainbows, yes. However, the festivities are interrupted by an alien sorceress who comes from a planet that lost all color and life in a war and seeks to steal it all. A battle ensues between the forces of good and evil, culminating in the sorceress summoning her ultimate weapon, a fire-breathing cybernetic dinosaur called how would you pronounce
Pterosaur?
Pterosaur X.
Yeah, Pterosaur X, yeah. I think it's just red Pterosaur or
Either way,
yeah.
no. Mickey defeats it by summoning the power of the fountain's water and sends the sorceress into a retreat. Mickey and friends triumphantly celebrate with the water and fireworks shooting into the air and a large rainbow banner being unfurled at the back of Spaceship Earth. Yes! They did it! They saved Epcot.
So funny. Honestly, what I'm thinking about all of these shows is that they would have made actually really good movies. Like, I kind of wish we had a movie or two from this. Like, Splashtacular sounds like a great movie. That would be kind of fun.
You know, give me a proper stage setting instead of it just being one of the pop-up stages in front of the Fountain of Nations, and then a green space. Okay, y'all, this T-Rex thing, Clarence, you're gonna have to put up a photo of this thing too.
I am frightened by this thing.
It looks like a skeleton.
Yeah.
A cyber skeleton with like these little, like with a rib cage that's completely open and on a crane neck and this like half dino, half robot
and like a
head.
Venus flytrap like core kind of too.
Right. And this is this would pop up out behind bushes, like above the building, where Communicore sits now today. But for those that remember Epcot, it was literally almost right at the entrance of where the Starbucks was before, and it was not even a Starbucks at the time. But so funny.
And
So
I'm just going
weird.
to say, too, I mean, if you think that what we were talking about in Kaleidoscope was crazy, where they're shooting, like, fireworks at the planes, these are, like, they're standing, like, 50 feet away from each other, shooting, like, Roman candle-esque things at each other in this show. I mean, it's, like, the sorcerer's got one, like, on her wrist, and it's just, like, and it, like, skips off the stage. I mean, I don't know how many Disney keys that violates, but that's got to be like multiple Disney key violations.
You know, certain
right?
safety practices were not established until the early 90s for this reason. You know, we did a lot of crazy things in the 80s and 90s at Disney properties around the world. And so
the
y'all
Hand Witch.
right? Anyway, but this show only ran from November of 1993 to June of 1994. It didn't even last a full year.
I can see why.
Yeah, because it's a little like
Just
people.
looking at the pictures, I can see why
There
it wouldn't
is
make it.
a full recording of the show. It is on
Phenomenal.
YouTube, and it's actually pretty decent quality. And I started listening to it, and I was watching it. And if y'all did not know, Bill Farmer has been doing the voice of Goofy for a really long time. And has been the voice of Goofy. So anything that you hear of Goofy in any show, any type of entertainment, it's Bill Farmer. And I'm listening to this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Bill Farmer doing the audio for Goofy in this show. And I can only imagine. I was like, I interviewed him over on the Disney Countdown show with Megan the Magical Millennial. And if I had known about him being the voice, I didn't realize that the characters actually said a lot and that Goofy actually had lines in this show. I would have asked him, been like, do you remember doing any type of recording for a sci-fi feature that was going to Epcot and it only lasted for like a year? You probably don't even know. But do you have any recollection of this? So if I ever see him again, I want to ask him about Splashtacular.
I think too, thinking about the character faces at this time, it would have been the classic where their mouths are just open the whole time. They're like,
Yes.
Alien sorcerer.
Literally,
we gotta kill her.
And they were in their very like, it wasn't exactly their 80s Epcot like space rainbow outfits, or was it their space rainbow outfits? Were they wearing it in this show?
No, Mickey kind of has this like silver like, he
But it
looks
didn't
like
have the
Vegas
rainbow arch on
Elvis.
it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
Maybe
but it was
that's
very
wrong.
similar to it.
Yeah.
Wow, y'all.
This is, I think,
I just feel like
fascinating.
it is so fascinating. And I don't want to just make this the Michael Eisner episode, but I do think there are some amazing things that can happen when you get creative people and give them just a blank checkbook, essentially. And it's like, just make a show and let's see what happens. And there is part of me that's like, you know, living in like a time where you have some of the most immersive experiences ever at Disney when it comes to like Galaxy's Edge, and you're like walking around interacting with Star Wars characters. And it's like, man, that would be so cool to have something where it's like we are shooting fireworks at each other and doing these like shows with Star Wars characters in that immersive environment. Could just be amazing. But it's like, you just can't, I feel like you just, thanks Bob, but you just can't get the budget to do these things anymore at a park.
Right.
Because, and I'm sure these were exceptionally expensive for zero return. I mean, looking at this probably on an accounting book made no sense. It was probably like, why are we spending so much money to a show that not everybody in the park
The
is even
amount
going
of
to go to?
gasoline to be able to power the things in Kaleidoscope.
and you're paying these skilled entertainers probably a lot of money to be able to do this, because
Stunt
not
performers.
everyone can safely fly a ultralight around World Showcase in a professional environment doing a show while wearing a Mickey head. Like, that just is not the average everyday person. So
better be getting hazard pay, like
or something. I tell you what.
yeah. So I mean,
No, they
I don't
actually
know.
just
I just
strapped
think-
college interns in there and said, "Good luck, kids. Have fun.
we might
Don't
have a
die in
full-
front of the guest."
Yeah, if you can make it 2 shows without dying, we might give you a full-time position in the summer. We might not.
Literally,
we'll see.
yes.
you want to be in janitorial? That's where we got an opening. It's either fly the glider or clean up people's vomit.
What are the two?
You choose.
Actually, I would be very, very intrigued. I would love to meet somebody that was friends with any of these characters or worked in this show. I want to know you. I want to ask you questions. Any of these shows. If you have any affiliation with them, please reach out to us at the Dapper Danielle show. Right, what is our thing? Podcast. Podcast at thedapperdanielle.com. And like, send us a note. Let us know. We want to hear from you. And also, we want to hear your other cast member stories. Were you a cast member in the 1980s, 1990s, and remember any of these shows? Or like, did you witness them? Did you see these for real life? I want to know, because we're just having to live vicariously through recordings that just people happen to post their home recordings on YouTube, and that's the only way that we have documentation of this at all. And which is amazing. So please reach out to us again, podcast at thedapperdanielle.com. We would love to hear from you. And anything else, guys? Do we want to make any other comments before starting to wrap up this show?
I think I've said all I need to say.
Yeah, what can you say after talking about Ma and Pa Dragon and giant inflatable Goofy in Morocco and a alien sorceress coming to steal rainbows again in the middle of the fountains of World of Nations, which is hilarious.
All I can say is thank you, Michael. Very cool.
Very cool. Very, very crazy, but very, very cool, y'all. Well, and real quick, things that we do want to talk about is make sure you are following over on the Patreon page. We had no new members to the refresher level, but plenty of new people have joined over on the other tiers. So thank you so much to the Dapper Danielle Patreon. We appreciate you so, so much. I will actually be posting the winners of the November giveaway here actually later on today. So by the time you're seeing this, the November giveaway will already have been announced, but we will be doing a giveaway also in December. I have some fun little goodies I'll be giving away, and more to come.
A bonus episode that, if by the time you're hearing this, should already be on Patreon.
Yes.
That is a follow-up to the Dollywood episode that we recorded last week, of Danielle and Ian kind of sharing their very honest thoughts about Dollywood.
Yes.
So when we're putting them behind a paywall. So if you want to hear that, go to Patreon.
Nothing
at the Dapper
bad,
Danielle.
but just some things that from the entertainment and cast member standpoint, what we experienced and what we were like, how can we go from good, better, best, and make the experience a little bit better? Yeah.
Expectation versus reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So some fun things and more to come over there. So next week, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, because the entire Dapper family is going to be participating in the parade, which is crazy. I actually leave tomorrow morning on a flight to New York. So by the time this episode airs, I'll be in New York by that time, and so will the rest of the family. We'll be racing against the clock to be able to get up there, and I'll be hanging out in JFK for a little while. So fun times. We'll have more to cover of that, a little bit of history, what our experience was, and that'll be in next week's episode.
Look for the soccer ball.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be carrying.
We're balloon handlers for the soccer ball. So when the soccer ball pops up on TV going through Herald Square, look for
It's
us.
the Dapper family.
Or just
Where's the
watch
Dapper
a
family?
stream on YouTube too, as well. I'm just gonna say that. Put a plug for those Macy's Thanksgiving Day streamers out there that just literally show the parade, and not like hours of advertisements before the
That's
shows
so
even
true.
start. So
Yeah.
you can, if you're wanting to have a better view of the parade, a better view of the Dapper fam walking with the parade, always check out something like that too, so you don't just get like a soccer ball glimpse of us. You can study our form in detail and let us know your balloon handling tips.
See us in our fun track suits and our little bibs that we have to wear, and Danielle freezing in front of a live a live audience out in the streets of New York, as it'll only be like less than 50 degrees, and Danielle doesn't know how to handle cold. So everybody else in the family will be fine. I'm the one that's gonna be struggling.
Yeah, send us your screenshots. Podcast at thedapperdanielle.com.
Actually, I would love those. I would love that so much. All right, and I think that's just about it, right, guys?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so. More to come, more fun content on the way, and make sure you're following along also on the Dapper Danielle on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, over on YouTube also. Hello, YouTube fam. Thank you so much. We appreciate you watching over here too. And until next time, night-night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight. See you later.